All right, welcome to Rowlett Real Estate School's Math Prep. Real estate math made easy is something that we've come up with to help you with your math problems throughout this course. We're going to start off with a percentage lease or an overage lease. It involves a minimum monthly rent plus a percentage of the gross sales in excess of an amount specified in the lease, mostly used for income properties. Let's walk through an example together. The monthly minimum rent of $1,200 a month plus 3% of the annual gross sales in excess of $350,000. What is the annual rent if the annual gross sales were $460,200? All right, here we go. First, determine how much of the gross sales were subject to 3% of the 3% charge. So take 460,200 minus 350,000, and you get $110,200. Well, the $110,200 is the amount that's subject to 3%. 3% times that $110,200 equals $3,306. That's the amount subject to the 3%. Now we got a monthly rent of $1,200, and we take that times 12. We come up with $14,400. You add that together with the 3,306, and it comes up with $17,706. That's your annual base rent plus the additional rent that they get off of the 3%, and it gives you the total rent. That's how you do a percentage lease. Now we're going to let you do one on your own. A small business has a monthly minimum rent of $1,000 plus 3% of the annual gross sales in excess of $325,000. Gross sales were $450,700. What does the total rent do? Now, if you'll pause your video for a moment while you figure the problem, come on back and we'll show you the answer, and then we'll give you an explanation. And the answer is Charlie, 15,771. All right, here's your explanation of this. 450,700 gross minus the 325,000 gives you 125,700 that is subject to the 3%. Take 3% times that amount, and you come up with $3,771 additional annual rent. The 12 months times $1,000 rent, 12,000 base rent. You add two together, 15,771 total rent. Let's do another one. A lease calls for a minimum rent of $2,800 a month, plus 4% of the annual gross sales in excess of $500,000. What is the annual rent if the gross sales were $725,500? Pause your video and we'll come back with an answer. Delta for $42,620 per year or annual. I'll give you the explanation for this. That's $725,500 gross minus the $500,000 exempt gives you $225,500 times the 4% gives you $9,020 additional annual rent. The $2,800 per month times 12 months is $33,600. You add two together and you come up with $42,620 total rent. Let's do one more. A lease calls for an annual minimum rent of $18,500 plus $4,000. Plus 4% of the annual gross sales in excess of $350,000. So, what is the annual rent of the annual gross sales were for $450,000? Go ahead and pause your video right now, and we'll come back and give you the answer. All right, the answer is bravo to 22,500. I'm sure I lost some of you on this one. It changed up how it was being figured and how it was being presented to you. They had already figured the monthly rent. They gave you an annual rent of $18,500. So here's how we've done this one. The $450,000 gross minus the $350,000 exempt gives you $100,000. So $100,000 times the 4% gives you $4,000 additional annual rent. Now then we got the $18,500 base rent, which is already an annual amount, so we don't have to take it times 12. Plus the $4,000 additional rent gives you $22,500. That's how the state will change up things for you, so you have to read the question very, very carefully. That's your percentage leases, and we have other problems available to you. Thank you for viewing Rowlett Real Estate Schools, Real Estate Math Made Easy.